Today we're going to take a look at Lesson 1 of Module 2. The objective for today's lesson is multiply multi-digit whole numbers and multiples of 10 using place value patterns and the distributive and associative properties. Question number 1 says, fill in the blanks using your knowledge of place value units and basic facts. Question 1a says 32 times 30. Think. 32 ones times 3 tens equals blank tens. So what they're doing here is they're taking the number 30 and they're breaking it down to 3 tens. 3 groups of 10 equals 30. So right now let's multiply 32 times 3. 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. 32 ones times 3 tens equals 96 tens. Now we're going to multiply 32 times 30, which is essentially the same question, except for instead of writing 3 tens, we have the number for 3 tens, which is 30. We know that 0 times any number is 0, but let's get started. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. We bring down a placeholder 0 because the 3 that we're going to multiply these two numbers by is in the tens place. 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. 960 plus 0 is 960. So 32 times 30 is 960. I know this is correct because 96 tens is equivalent to the number 960. Let's move on to question 1b. 21 times 4. Underneath that it says 21 ones times 4 ones equals 84 blank. Think of this just like you would any other multiplication problem. If you multiply 1 times 1, it would still be 1. So 21 ones times 4 ones equals 84 ones. Now we're going to actually solve the problem. 21 times 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 21 times 4 is 84, and 84 is equal to 84 ones. Let's move on to question number 2. Question number 2 says, determine if these equations are true or false. A. 9 tens equals 3 tens times 3 tens. Let's start by looking at 9 tens. 9 tens would be equivalent to 9 groups of 10. 9 groups of 10 would be 90. 3 tens would be equivalent to 30. So now you would have 30 times 30. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. Bring down a 0 as a placeholder. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 3 is 9. 900 plus nothing is 900. So if 9 tens is equivalent to 90, and 3 tens times 3 tens is equal to 900, these two equations are not equal. 90 is not equal to 900. Let's move on to 2b. 2b says 24 times 30 times 10 is equal to 240 times 3. If you look at the number 240, that would be equivalent to the numbers 24 times 10. If 24 times 10 equals 240, on each side of the equation we should have one number that is the same. However, this is not true. On the left-hand side of the equal sign, we have the number 30. On the right-hand side of the equal sign, we have the number 3. 30 and 3 are not equal. So while 24 times 10 equals 240, 30 is not equivalent to 3. So these two equations are also false. 24 times 10 equals 240, but 30 does not equal 3. Let's now move on to question number 3. Question number 3 says, tickets to a baseball game are $20 for an adult and $15 for a student. A school buys tickets for 35 adults and 300 students. How much money will the school spend for the tickets? First, let's highlight some important information from this question. We know that tickets for an adult are $20. We know that tickets for a student are $15. We also know that the school buys 35 adult tickets and 300 student tickets. So we're trying to figure out how much money the school spent on tickets. Now what we have to do is group the amount of money that each ticket costs with the number of either adults or students. So let's start by taking a look at the adults. There are 35 adults going to the game and paying $20 per ticket. And there are 300 students going to the game and spending $15 per ticket. This side is for the adults. This side is for the students. Now what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the adult side first. 0 times anything is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. Bring down a 0 as a placeholder, and then multiply 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10, so you would carry a 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 700 plus nothing is 700. Now let's take a look at the students. The students have 300 of them, and they are going at $15 per ticket. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 3 is 15. Bring down a 0 as a placeholder as the 1's in the 10's place. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 3 is 3. When I add this amount up, I get 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 3 is 4. Now we have found out that adult tickets are going to cost $700 and student tickets are going to cost $4,500. The question, however, says how much money will the school spend on the tickets or for the tickets? So we need to add these two totals together. So we have 700 plus 4,500. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. The school is going to pay $5,200 for the tickets. This concludes our lesson on multiplying multi-digit whole numbers and multiples of 10. If you have any questions for me, bring them in to our next class.